Joe Kulas here for K Tactical. Now this is a little bit more of a broad review for the Surefire Forearms for the 870s and Mossbergs and whatnot. Now, there's a million different, well, sorry, not a million, there's like at least a handful of basic versions, and then I want to say a dozen plus of these with, different light bulbs, different container tube type things for the lights, etc. Different lumen wise. I want to say there's at least a dozen plus. But you got two main versions of the forearm itself. Now, again, I'm not 100% knowledgeable with this, but I'm going to give the LF to, or this, it's a 618 LF compared to the 618 LFG. There's like the two versions of that. Now, again, lights, there's a million different like light attachments that you can get. You can get the 200 lumen ones that slowly go down in lumens throughout the battery life, or you can get the ones that are a set lumens, which the LFG is. And then it'll just, it has like a runtime of 3 hours, and it'll be 80 lumens throughout the 3 hours. Now, the forearm itself is where they get interesting. Now, obviously, it's a very cool looking forearm on the shotgun, and it's also a pretty comfortable one. Now, what they have here set up is on the left side you have it's constant on switch, and obviously the off to that. Now you have this little, it's kind of like a rubbery, not foam, but it's comfortable, rubber pad here. Now when we swap it around, you have nothing here, and then you have the pressure pad. Make it pulsating, anything of that sort. With obviously just one finger, or all your fingers, however you want to do it, or you can just obviously keep it on. Now the main thing about that is how you hold it, which I'm going to do kind of one-handed here, but this is how you would more or less hold it, or like this, or also, your fingers, this is pretty much going to be in the same position, more or less. But you pretty much have this, or that. Those are the only real main ways to holster it. Now your fingers are more or less here the whole time. You can keep them right here in this position. It's fairly uncomfortable. More or less your fingers are always going to kind of be on here. Now, with that, it's very easy to have an accidental discharge of light. Not, firing, but of light. Now this can obviously give away your position. If, you have, like I have tritium sights on here, but obviously the light is going to be used for clearing rooms, seeing, identifying. Obviously many, more to that. Now, they make it's kind of a little plate that you can put on here, so if this is where your main, finger position is, it won't activate it. But that thing is kind of a hunk of junk, in my opinion. Now, that's like in the standard LF version here. The LFG, which, again, for the other models, it seems to be the G version. Right where this is, you have that. Now, what that switch does, it is an enabler or disabler for the pressure switch. So, what that does is on, it makes it so you can press this all day and it's never going to go off. And then the off, it enables it to be a pressure switch. Which, why didn't they just make the one version is beyond me. Because again, it's too easy to accidentally activate this. Again, there's like a $50 to, kind of depending on where you get it from, $50 to $100 difference in price. So that's kind of, for some people, big factor obviously, which again, the reason why they probably made the different versions, but it is not nearly as good in my opinion. Too easy for an accidental discharge. If you're in that 1 in a million scenario where it's at home, or world without order, wherever, you're probably going to wish you had that switch. And again, it's very easy to activate, so then you can use it. But it's very hard to accidentally hit that button. So hopefully that kind of helps with any distinguishing of the G versions compared to not. But you know, the forearm by itself, it's very comfortable. It's very neat. I actually don't mind the standard Remington 870. It's like the police Magnum forearm, I want to say. Those ones are pretty nice, but you know, it also gives it a pretty intimidating look. So, compared to that standard one, there's just something about it. But, you know, is it really worth like 300 plus bucks? That's very debatable. So, I'll leave that up to you guys. And you know, I mean, the thing is too, it's like the lights on these things are worth over 100 bucks. So that's kind of something to take with that as well. So, I think that's really all I can put into this video. Stay tuned for the LFG version of this as well. Besides that, hopefully, again, you know, if anybody that's looking into these, it assembles just like any other forearm. And, you know, it actually assembles on your standard magazine tube. Whatever, I can't remember the name. It's like a magazine tube forearm, whatever. So, hopefully, you know, you have to buy a special part or anything like that. Oh, and they do include the disassembly tool, which thank God, for fuck's sake, because it is expensive as fucking shit already. Again, hopefully that helps everyone out. These come in quite a few different versions. Again, I want to say they come for some other shotguns too, but I know the Mossberg and the 870 it comes on, so